Hi y'all, it's the Wicked Witch from the Midwest stealing the Crypt Monkey channel once again. And today we are making a Willy, the Coffin mimic. I'm very excited. I made a large amount of teeth for this. I haven't counted them, but there's at least 100 for sure, I know that. It's a lot of teeth. But I am really excited, so I am just going to jump right into it. Hi y'all, it's the Wicked Witch from the Midwest. Oh. So the first thing I'm gonna to do is I'm going to take off the latch, because a normal coffin isn't really going to have a latch like this.
Tech Priest gave us a rubber ducky of doom.
Oh, thank you for the quackity quack, Tech Priest. So I had this handy dandy little screwdriver right next to me, so I was like, I am absolutely just going to take this off. And if I decide afterwards to put it back on, I can. It'll be easy enough. I might have to scrape away a little bit of clay, but... No, you didn't get me. It was the playback. I'm going to out Dad now, because y'all thought I was scared.
I was hoping that would just escape by.
Dad forgot to mute his computer for the Twitch talking, so I heard myself talking back. It was very odd. So I'm absolutely outing him for that. And these little holes are going to be super easy to just hide away. Oop. And I put this right here so I could hold the coffin lid up while I'm working on the bottom lid, because that's what I'm going to start with. But this isn't actually going to be able to close again, because I'm going to make it a big mouth. That's why I have so many teeth. So there's not only is there no point to have this latch on it, because it's not going to close, but it also doesn't really fit in the theme of coffin. So I'm just going to find a little spot for these that I won't leave them to be stepped on by accident. And these can also be reused, which is amazing. So I'm just going to put them in here, and it's going to go back in the drawer. There we go. Alright, now it is time for orange hands. I'm going to be using the terracotta air dry because I don't want to stick wood in the stove. But for the teeth, since I wanted to make them ahead of time, I did make those out of oven bake. Partially because I wanted them ahead of time, partially because they didn't need to go directly on the wood, and partially because I procrastinated to the last minute and didn't have enough time for air dry to dry. But yeah, I got my big old chunk of clay here, and I'm just gonna get started on the gums. Thank you, Miss Leo, for the bits. Not bits, what are they called? Oh, bearded man, what are they called? I forgot what they're called.
Catching my breath.
Points.
Channel points.
Oh, sorry, yeah, you got beard man pretty bad. So this isn't nearly enough clay I have out already. Well, that was upside down. But it's enough to get me started on the general thing of what I'm doing. So what I'm attention. Wow, speaking is very hard today, apparently. So essentially what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be building up a layer right here for my gums. And then I'm going to be stabbing my teeth into it, so that way it'll give the gum look super fast and super easy. Miss Leo votes for the Beard Man cam. So, time for the Beard Man cam.
What's that?
Beard Man cam.
Oh gosh. For how long?
The entire stream.
Oh,
I'll talk about the teeth real fast, and then...
That's too much ugly for everybody, I think.
Incorrecto. Everyone wants to see the beard man while they're staring at my orange hands. So the teeth ended up taking me 2 hours and like 15 minutes. Ooh, thank you, Mama, for the rubber ducky. They ended up taking like 2.5 hours, not 2.5, 2 hours and 15 minutes to make, because I made all those snakes and then I pointed the end of it, and then I put it all together. I cut them and then I pointed the top and then I flattened the bottom so it'd be a nice sturdy end to put in. But it took a while to make all those tiny teeth. Like I said, it's at least 100 teeth I have behind me right now. Right now I'm just getting my first line ready. I gotta make it long enough to go all the way to this tip right here, because I think that's a good sized mouth right there. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm starting with. It's just like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I've never made a mouth before. It's I don't know if it's gonna be easy or not. I've never really made hyper realistic stuff with clay before. So we're gonna pray that it works this time. So I think that is enough build up for gums. And I'm just gonna fill this in later with, if I can find it, my plastic putty. Cause that gives me that tiny little spot filled in, and we're gonna be coloring this on a later date. Because it's air dry clay, so you can't really paint it on the same day. But I'm just seaming that line in. I'm not going to be giving him lips, so you're just going to see like all gum. I really want it to be very gory as possible. If I can make my mom barf by looking at it, that is my goal. And I'm not trying to be mean. It's just proves that it's realistic. Mom's not a fan of that idea, but she doesn't get a say in the matter. Alright. Yeah. Alright. So I think, let me get this corner covered up right here. And then like the last part we're going to be doing is filling in here with mouth details using the clay. Just putting like those little rivets in there and hopefully a tongue. But tongue depends on how well the gums work out. So I think that is a good start to gums. And it's almost the right color already, too. Alright, so it is time to pull out the teeth. They're going to the side because I don't want to pick up each one of these individually ever again. Alright, so I'm just going to pick out a couple of the large teeth. I love how these teeth turned out. I was really worried about how they would turn out, because I've never made teeth before. I've never made gums before. I've never done any of this before. So I'm just grabbing up some random teeth. And then literally what we're going to do is we're going to take a tooth, jab it in, and boom. Looks like a natural tooth indent. And it's just going to stay in there. And the front two teeth are always the most important in my eyes, because those are just my favorite. I have favorite teeth because I'm just that type of person. So far, this is looking epic, which is awesome, because I was really worried. But my idea is absolutely working. Yes, my two front teeth. My two front teeth. But look at that. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing with the eyes yet. Because what I really want to do is put googly eyes in and then cover them with like eyelids with using the clay. But I don't think we have the right size googly eyes. Like, we have little ones, so I could end up doing like spider eyes sort of thing. I can make that happen. Or maybe I can do like yeah, but are they the right size? They have to be the right size, even if I paint over them. Although, honestly, a gory coffin mimic with googly eyes be so much fun. That is phenomenal looking. I'm so happy. But now, the part I'm really worried about, the baby teeth. And these guys are just going to go like a second layer, but they're also going to be like the side teeth. Can't quite reach it. Oh, well, that's not helpful. There we go. Well, if you could bring them and show me, I could see if I'm going to do those instead. Oh, the baby ones aren't wanting to stay in. Looks like I have to shove those a little deeper. But honestly, if they fall out after the clay dries, I can just glue them back in. You know, just a dot, not a lot. It works really well. But there probably isn't going to be any glue on this episode. Sorry, glue cultists. What's funny is the terracotta on my hands are naturally dirtying the white clay, which is a lot of fun, but I'm still going to be painting over them anyways. The fact that you had that prepped tells me a lot, Dad. These I'm just putting in random-ish. Like, I'm not trying to put them in a line like these. I'm just, like, putting them in haphazardly because it's always the little teeth that aren't aligned. Can't get braces for teeth this small. I'm being really gentle because I'm really worried about breaking these guys. The oven bake seems to be sturdier. But it's still a worry.
Surashi just followed.
Oh, thanks for the follow to Shirashi. Yeah, ish. I'm not exactly good at pronouncing anything, so. Yeah, that is looking fun. And I have a stray tooth in my mouth. Okay, there we go. It's the problem with having too much hair is you get hair stuck in your clay. Yeah, I wasn't worried for any reason. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't get to meet you, Ned. You sound like a cool person. Just because I like the name Ned. And he went to Archon, so. Two awesome parts. Man, these teeth are looking great. Ah! I went to pull a hair and I pulled a tooth instead. I'm not a very good dentist. But that's okay, I don't like dentists. So the thing about air dry clay is it shrinks whenever it's drying. So all these big gaps won't be there as much, but the shape it makes still will be there. So it'll end up looking like really cool. Man, sorry, it's turning out great and it makes me very happy. Thanks, Ned. Some of these I might end up making like little starter holes, because some of them have like really odd shapes at the end. So I wasn't really worried too much about the end of it, so much as I was worried about the tip looking toothy. So I think I'm going to start putting the small teeth in the back row now. Ran out of teeth. Who am I kidding? I always have more teeth. In worst case scenario, if I end up running out of teeth, which at this point I think I made a surplus, is I can just mold them out of the air dry clay. Close that up. There we go. I can just mold them out of the air dry clay. They won't look as good as these, but they should still do the trick. Oh no, I like this big tooth. It's going on the next layer. Like, I'm picking the ones that are slightly taller for this row because they're going to be start down lower, so it's going to be easier to see if I pick the taller ones. So what I really wanted to do with the tongue, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it because I don't necessarily have the supplies just laying around, is what I wanted to do was make a clay tongue and then make a mold and then make it into a silicone tongue so it has that slimy texture. But I don't think I'll be able to do that, unfortunately.
Still looking for the dragon eyes, but I found black buttons, or I found these.
I could paint eyes on the back of these.
That's what I was thinking.
They're very differently sized, though.
Well, right, but you're going to cover them with
True, I could just cover this one a little bit more.
More, exactly.
Yeah. So I'll make these in my eyes, or those, because I really do like that shine.
Right.
But I can put a gloss on top of these. What was I doing? Teeth.
Sorry. Fred approves.
Teeth, 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 teeth. Oh. Put one set in, you knock another one out. I sort of feel like I'm playing that crocodile tooth game. You know, where you have to push down a tooth and see if it bites you. That's sort of what I feel like I'm playing. Except I have to make sure all the teeth stay in. I was worried about just about every aspect of making this, but I mean, just looking at it from this angle, I'm just so excited on how this is going to turn out. Because at this point, I know that my ideas are working. And that's just the best feeling, to know that what you're doing is working out as you planned. It's just a lot of fun. But you gotta put a lot of teeth in. And you lose a lot of teeth in the process. But once again, as long as I have the divots for it, I can just glue it back in later. But I'm gonna try to use a minimal amount of glue on this mini. On this mimic, not mini. Right. I'm gonna start adding these little teeth everywhere now. Oop. Gotta drop every tooth at least once, right? And then I'm probably going to switch to mainly tweezers now, just because it's really hard for me to hold these little teeth. Oop. This one's got a little bit of gunk on it. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that one aside. And I am absolutely just putting these in randomly wherever I want to see more teeth. So I do have a little bit of a better angle on this than you guys do. That's why I'm moving it up like that every once in a while so you guys can see it easier. But it is looking pretty sick right now. Very much not a mimic you want to encounter. Yeah, I was, sillily enough, worried I didn't have enough small teeth. And worried I didn't have enough big teeth. As you can probably see at this point, that I'm getting pretty close to full baby teeth wise, and long since full on big teeth. And this is my tray of teeth. Still very much full. But I do have 2 coffins, which means I just have teeth set aside for next time. Yes, Mom, you did tell me so. Doesn't mean I wasn't worried about it, though. I'm not entirely sure why I'm tightening it up closer whenever I know it's going to shrink. But it's going to loosen back up again anyways, so we should be fine. Oh. Remember to let go of the tooth before you pull it out. Oop. I think my tweezers are just a little sticky. Right. I think I'm gonna add 1 or 2 in this corner right here. And then we're gonna get started on the top row. And this is taking a lot less time than I expected. But once we finish the top row, we're going to double check that we don't want any more teeth. Oop, dropping teeth. And then we're going to pretty up the gums and make them look gummy. So I'm very excited about. And also very nervous about, because I've never made gums. But I think most of the magic is probably going to end up happening in the paint job, which unfortunately can't happen today because I have to wait for the air dry clay to dry. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, I got one more tooth here, and then we're going to move up to the top row. So we're going to go right here. And that is looking pretty epic. Because it's going to be open about that much. So I got just enough room for my another row of teeth. And then we're going to start on the detailing on the inside. Okay. This air dry clay is holding up really well. Because usually air dry clay, you get it and then it's good for about like a month, if you're lucky, then 2 months. But it's holding up pretty well. I think my problem is probably because I typically get the white air dry clay. But this terracotta seems to be holding up really well. Time to make a snake. Alright. Almost there. And too far. Just like that. 3 seconds. Now I'm pinching it to the sides to make sure it stays on, but I'm pinching it in a way that keeps a thick portion on the top for the teeth to grab onto. Got a couple loose teeth. Alright, time to grab our teeth. I grabbed extra big teeth for the top row. And then a big old pile of little teeth. Alright. I think I'm gonna start with this guy, because I like his shape. Oh boy, am I excited. I think the only thing scarier than this mimic is a mimic with perfectly straight, perfectly flat teeth. Honestly think that would be horrifying. His top teeth are definitely closer together than his bottom teeth. We're gonna add this one because I really like this one. And then we're gonna shove this one in between. Grr. He's coming together tooth by tooth. Gonna have extra top teeth. Apparently you can't picture that, Mama. So I'll ask Dad if he thinks it would be scarier. Which one do you think would be scarier? This bad boy or a mimic with perfectly straight teeth, perfectly flat teeth like human teeth? Human teeth, right?
Yeah, it's sort of like a box of horse teeth or something is what I'm imagining. Perfectly straight. I guess because it's too real. That's why it would be worse.
Yeah. And we are off to the little teeth. This nice long one's gonna go on the inside. I was getting to be a little too uniform on that row, so I had to mix it up a little. Ooh. I want you there, so you're gonna go there. There we go. This guy's looking pretty gnarly so far, right, guys?
Yes.
I love how some of the teeth ended up with like a tooth look on both sides, which is really funny because that's not what my intention was. Especially for these little guys, I was just cutting them. I was rolling a point on the tooth side, and then on the back side I was just cutting it off of the worm, and then I was just pushing it down to look to be firm, a stable end put in. But some of them ended up looking like teeth bottoms, and it's kind of gnarly. This one kind of reminds me of a shark tooth. And just because this guy has so many teeth doesn't mean they're all his, you know? Which I think is a fun little thing to think about. Oop, I'm going to add this guy right here. So I thought he would look good there. He's not wanting to go in. I think the bottom row's drying up pretty well already. There we go. Back to the top row. go. Yeah, I highly doubt it'll ever let you go. That's why mimics are sticky, right? Oh, just realized I skipped this entire spot in the back.
Some future victim would have thanked you.
I'm having so much fun watching this guy come to life. It's a lot of fun just watching this slowly happen. Ooh. Now if only I could hold on to the teeth. But I suppose it's his job to hold on to the teeth, huh? Alright, I am out of little teeth. Sitting in front of me, that is. I just have to go behind me and grab more. I don't think that's enough, but I think it's enough for now. Like, they're easy to hold on to until you try using them. And then they're like, nah. Oh. That's the main reason I'm using the tweezers, is because I gotta hold on to them somehow. Ooh. Apparently the only word in my vocabulary right now is oop. But essentially this entire thing is just gonna be like eyeballs. Oh, well, I have a sticky thing holding up my mimic head. Can't grab it. There we go. Oh, now I understand that. You're talking about just a dot, not a lot. My glue cultists know what I'm talking about. Like, I had no idea just how many teeth I had made until I stopped the recording and got out my big old plate so I could put them in the oven. And I had to pick, and they were all still wet, so they were still malleable, so I had to pick them each up individually, ever so carefully, with my long nails. It was not easy to pick up these little worms. Grabbing more teeth. Because you can never have enough teeth, right? Sharks would agree with me. As well as alligators. Dentists would probably be like, no, there's a certain amount, guys. But you know what? I'm not talking to any dentists, so... Unless I am, and then let me know. Shove that one in there. Yeah, this bottom is definitely starting to dry up. But that's okay. Because that's its job, right? Stick to my spot and dry. Oh, look at that. Right? Oh, it's sick. And, you know, one thing I'm happy about this stream is I'm working on something that fits inside of the camera's view. The past every single stream I have made has not fit on this camera the entire way. It's like I've just been slowly getting closer to it, but this is the first one I've made that actually fits in view, which is very good. And you know, it kind of closes and holds itself right there. So it just sits there quite nicely. Ooh, it looks so gross and I love it. I'm gonna stab some more to the outside. Yes, this guy, Willie definitely says nom nom nom, but he says it like Pac-Man. Just nom 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 nom. I can always tell when I've said a funny joke because I can hear Mom laughing in the background. You guys might be able to hear it too. Oh.
Yep.
Oh no. His gums are falling out.
We need that dentist fast.
Dentist, get in here, stat. We've got a cold gum. Alright. That is a pretty gnarly set of molars. Dentists, don't come at me because I don't know teeth. Frankly, don't want to know teeth. That's one of my things. Don't like teeth. Which is ironic, considering that's literally what I've been making all day. Here I come with another funny one, I guess.
No, it was the screen. Dad's messing with you.
Oh, another cat. I thought we were past the Viking cat, but I guess not. At least it's not a dentist, because I might run screaming. Oh!
One on the bottom.
Yep, I just realized I had one that stuck to the top. Alright, so we have to be careful when we're closing it, because they might try to attack the other side. Alright. Oh. Wrong side of tooth. Yeah, I just had to grab the right pliers, or toothpicks, or... What are they called again? Tweezers. Tweezers. I never read the dictionary, and I never plan on it, because I won't remember any of it. That's all I've got to say. Let's see if I can smart brain this, because I want to make sure that I don't hit the teeth to each other while I'm messing with the eyeballs. Nope, that doesn't work. Too short. And that's too tall. Let's try this one. Just right. Ooh. This guy's gonna get a bit. Oh, there we go. I was worried it wasn't gonna come off. Trash can. Water break. Orange hands. Alright, now we get to choose what the eyes are gonna look like, because we have to paint them first. So... what do y'all think? I have a blood red. That's literally a blood technical. I have no idea where it is, though. There it is. So the eyes can literally look like blood. But I'm also going to be putting blood on the inside. I don't really want to get those colors mixed up. I'm going to go with it. Why not? Worst case scenario is I have a lot of blood. Purple? Yeah, purple look good. Dark purple or light purple? I think dark light? Okay. Shake it up. Shake, 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 shake. He's gonna look like he has kind eyes before he eats you alive. Alright. I am going to cheat so I can get a straight-ish line. And I'm just going to take... So I'm just going to take this, and I'm just going to go like that. And then I'm going to go like that. And boom. Straight line. Straight line. Boom. Now we gotta wait for that to dry, and then we can put the white of the eyes. Unless I want to add some veins. I could add some veins, probably. If I had a toothpick, that'd be a lot easier, though.
I don't think we have any more toothpicks.
Oh, the only toothpicks we have are downstairs. They're my crafting toothpicks. So I need them downstairs. Oh, or I could use one of these, but we don't have any red in any of these.
Use the skewer sticks.
I don't know where those are. Random person yelling from the background. Oh, there they are. Found it. Blood technical. Nope. Nope. Just gonna pick up every single red one, apparently. Nope. I don't even know what technical that is. You know, I had it in my hand 3 seconds ago. Nope. That's a problem with the giant mess of paint I have here. Hi, I found it! You are random, Mom. Alright. Oh, I think that's too much. There we go. So I don't know how visible these are going to be with the clay happening also, but you don't want to get them too close to the eye because you don't want it to look ill, you just want it to look natural-ish. And that is looking awesome so far. I think he's probably going to end up looking a little cross-eyed, but it's fine. They're a little thick, so I'm just going to do that to thin it out a little. Ooh. 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 Throwing everything. There we go. Where did my purple go? There it is. Best part about using the back of the paintbrush is you don't have to wash it. You just have to wipe it on a paper towel, and boom, it's clean. Just, it's a lot easier than actually using a paintbrush correctly. Here. Yeah, but it gets to a point where it's not natural looking, it's just cross-eyed. There we go. I think that's probably enough veins. Gonna add one more there. And now those are drying. So we're going to go back to the gums because, unsurprisingly, I completely forgot a step. Because that's what I have water for. So we need to smooth out these gums and make them look gummy. We don't exactly have clean clay tools here, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to do my best. Well, actually, if I can find one of those aha! There it is. That should be the right tool for the job. Where? Because I can't find any. Keep them hidden from who? Yourself? You're the one who dirties all of them. I like to keep my tools clean.
It'd be nice if you keep your mom's tools clean as well.
I do. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be white also. It's gonna be a white back because that's just easy. But I just have to wait for that part to dry before I can move on to the next part. So I'm going to do this part while I'm waiting for that. Because no one wants cracked gums. No one. So I just got to clean them up a bit. Oh, we have a runaway tooth. Right. Ooh, I could do that. It'll probably end up with some cracks after it dries. So, yeah, I'm absolutely going to use that, Miss Leo. Yes, I am stealing every single one of your ideas, Miss Leo. And depending on the size of the knife I make, it'll show the size comparison of how big this mimic is. I'm just smoothing them out at the bottom is mostly what I'm trying to do. Just to make it look more matchy. I can't think of any words today. Oh, I can't eat caramel right now. I'm streaming.
Oh, not for you.
Oh, it was gonna be for me, though. Don't touch my raspberry.
Sorry.
Miss Leo, they're eating all of my raspberry caramel. Rude pants. Oh, slip inside.
Remind him next Tuesday we're giving away a kitty.
Yeah, next week on a Tuesday, we are giving away a mini that I think Dad is. Oh, Beardman Cam. He's stealing my caramel. My God, y'all are so crinkly. I'm trying to stream here, and you're making my people hungry.
That's Miss Leo's fault. Nummy.
So now it looks nice and smooth. That way, even if it stretches out again, it'll look right when it dries, because it'll pull back in. And the inside we'll worry about later. And for Dad to run in place. I worry about the inside later because I'm doing other stuff with the inside with the clay, but that's towards the end. Right now I'm just working on this part, so. Oh yeah, this top gum needs a lot of attention, not intention. It's karma. Raspberry beard is karma. And a side effect.
Okay, I have that pick of the kitties if you want to talk about that again real quick.
Oh, yeah. So next week we are, because it's Halloween, we are doing giveaways every Tuesday. And next Tuesday has been picked as the kitties. I think it's only one. I'm not.
You get to pick one of what's pictured.
You get one of what's pictured, and they are all so cute. My personal favorite is the witch cat, because not Kit Kat, just cat.
Ghost cat.
My favorite is the witch cat, then the skeleton, then the zombie, then the ghost. I'm not entirely sure what makes those that my favorite order. That's just what my favorites are. Next Tuesday you get to pick from one of those if you win. And it is a raffle with the followers, and you have to be present on the stream to win. And for those of you who are new, that is at 6:30 on a Tuesday every week.
6:30 Central Time.
Central, yes. 6:30 Missouri time. That's all I know. Just about got this one done. Honestly thought the teeth was gonna take a lot longer. It took longer to make the teeth so far than it has putting the teeth in. Besides being difficult. But I gotta be really gentle with this portion, because if I move around the gums too much, it'll misplace the teeth and it'll put them not where they were originally. There we go. Right. Nice and clean again. Me, on the other hand, not so much. Alright. White! That's what I'm doing. I'm looking for white. There's a pure white. I'm just going to use this tray I have right here that was left from last night's stream. Now we're just gonna paint that white. And then boom, eyeball. Paint the next one white.
You got just a dot, not a lot of it, just because you're like smearing white all over.
And boom, eyeball. Now, I am going to attempt to make a dagger, because now I really want to make one. Now, I don't want to make it out of clay, because it's not going to be dry. So I'm going to try to make it out of this wood. But I don't have a plier thing over here, so...
What do you need?
Cutty things. That'll cut through wood. That'll cut through wood. A wooden stake is pretty, No, I don't need scissors. And those aren't here right now either.
Not scissors. Something to cut the wood with. I just had wire cutters the other day, and I don't remember where I took them. I think you actually do.
We're just improvising at this point. I'll find a normal pair of pliers.
See these?
Yep. Awesome. Thank you.
That's it. I'm done working for the night.
You're done when I say you're done. Don't try this at home, kids. Alright. So we got a pointy bit, which is the technical name. So, I think right now we're just going to stick with the pointy part. And then we're going to add the guard and the handle at the end with clay. Put our mouth guard in. And look at that, folks. That's what we got so far. This is about how open it's going to be also. So it's like the perfect mouth guard. But now we're going to put the eyeballs on, and we're going to do it upside down. Oh my goodness, those look great! Those look great. I'm just not entirely sure where to put them. I think... Are mimics' eyes typically closer or farther from the mouth? It's like we're either doing it up there... Well, yeah, but I have to figure out the position first. Random person yelling in the background. Okay. Ooh.
They should be like right here, but stand them up.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they should be closer. Yeah, like that.
They look really goofy right now. Alright. So I gotta make the eyes have pillars. Back to the clay. And there they go.
What's this eyes?
Oh, where did my dagger go? There it is. I think that should be enough clay. Not entirely sure yet. You're gonna make eyes upside down, which is gonna be super fun. Alright, I'm gonna do what I always do whenever I'm working with clay. I'm gonna start with a ball. Alright. I want to make sure the eyes look as realistic as possible, so I'm trying to figure out... Yeah, I think that is what I'm gonna do. Shove it in like that. Put a little more that way. Right. Make a ball. Oop. Pinch a little bit off of it. Make another ball. Oop. And that guy's gonna go right there. And he's looking so cute. You can tell when something starts getting more horrifying looking, because I start calling it cute. Alright. Oh, ah! Runaway eyeball. We might have to end up gluing the eyes on after the clay is dried, but that's alright. Alright, and now we need to smooth that out a little bit. Gotta make it less of a bump and more like a eye stalk-ish. So right now it's kind of just like a big old bump. Oop. And I forgot to put gloss on the top of the eye, so we are doing that afterwards. He's really come to life now. Now we're going to use this little extra piece that I pulled off earlier. Man, I was a little worried about the fact that the eyes are frosted. But I love the way they're turning out, so no reason to worry. Man, I'm just attacking Willie for no reason. Alright. I am going to make the dagger go into this eye. Because that's what's happening now. Wrong hand. See, that's the problem with having nails, is it makes it really hard to detail with clay. Because every time you look, you're like, suddenly there's 10 gouges in your clay because your nails just keep sneaking up on it. Alright. Alright. There we go. Well, I think first thing I'm going to do is put a little bit of clay the end of the dagger, because we're not working on the dagger yet, but I want to make sure that the wood doesn't separate anymore. There we go. Now we're just going to stab that in. Just like that, I think. It kind of looks like a torch right now. Alright. Now I'm just making the eyelid. Now that I have a spot that I'm going to do it. Just the skinniest little snake. And then cut it to length. Point the end again. It's gotta have pointy corner ends, right? There we go. Yeah, so everything that is white or this brown is clay, and then I got this wooden coffin from Michael's, and then this is just a clear bead. I don't remember what they're called.
I got that at Michael's too, those glass beads.
Yeah, probably. It's just a simple glass bead that I painted on the outside of. And then I have a little dagger that I'm going to be stabbing into the eye that's just made out of like a little wooden bamboo skewer or something. And then on the end of that is going to have clay to make it look like a real dagger. But I'm glad you could join us. I actually think I'm going to change the angle to be like that. Because it's probably like a gnome rogue, you know, stabbing up to reach that eyeball. It's a coffin, so it's got to be at least a little big, right?
Maybe it's a giant's coffin.
Yeah. It could be a Goliath's coffin, you don't know. Not yet, at least. Exactly. The purple... Huh?
Maybe it's a kitty coffin or something.
Yeah. Could be a Viking kitty cat coffin.
It could be a Viking kitty cat coffin.
But with the eye, we ended up voting on purple, and if you tilt it, you can see the veins. But whenever you're looking at it straight on, you can't really see them. So that's just a fun little extra. And there I go, scratching the gums again. Dentists would be so mad at me right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and make this sword hilt now. Have to be super delicate with it though. Make a little ball. Put just a tiniest smidgen of water on there because it's drying up. And then snake it. Snake it till you make it.
No.
So that's the size I want. Problem is there's not exactly an easy way to get it onto the sword. So I think what I'm going to do is this. And then this. Being super descriptive for you guys. I don't think that's going to work, so I'm going to break it in half. Oop. And then drop it every single time I try to pick it up. Other side. Oh. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it's not as fun whenever your hand won't stop shaking and you're trying to do detail work. Just want to finish my dagger. Haha. I have done it. Ish. Drop a little bit of water in there so it sticks easier. Dagger's not wanting to do its job.
Doesn't want to stab.
Yeah. The hilt's not wanting to do its job either, which is stay. I don't want to touch it. It kind of looks like a hilt. And I mean, for all you know, this could be a barbarian's greatsword. Not a rogue staggered. Alright, I've got it aligned now. Just a slight bit of water. $12. Alright. A little bit of water so it sticks. Ah. Ooh. And then have it immediately fall apart the second you try to put it on. Ooh. Missed a spot. Oop. It's sticking to my hand. I don't want it to stick in my hand. And it's falling apart again. Woo! We're gonna get it eventually, right, guys? Right? Right?
Or you'll shift to the next idea.
Or I'll pull it out and try again. Oop. Kind of looking like a voodoo doll right now. But I changed tactics and this one seems to be working. Go back on. Stay on. think this is what we're going with. Because we can mess with that at the end. So the brown is air dry, and then the white is oven bake, which has already been baked. It was a lot of fun making the teeth, but it took me 2 and some minutes hours. But you see how many teeth I have in there, and I have all of these teeth left. So I made some extras. But that's okay, because I have a second coffin. So if something really crazy happens with this guy, we've got a backup. Alright. Let's add some water. Smooth this bad boy out. Yeah, just another mouth extra, that's it. That's not too much, right? Yeah, that would be fun. I'm kind of staining the wood right now with the clay, which I think is probably gonna look really cool, like end up like this red mahogany or something like that. I don't know wood stain color names. It's probably gonna look light red to orange, which is cool. I might end up actually doing that as the cherry. Yes, thank you. I might actually end up doing that as the wood stain. Because, I mean, it's looking great. I mean, look at that. That's pretty cool looking. That is what we have so far. Look at our little Willy. He's becoming a mimic so fast. Which I honestly wasn't expecting. probably going to end up rusting up these. Just like with some simple paints. Because they don't have to move at all. But that way they'll look more realistic than fresh, you know? I'm essentially just painting with this chunk of clay. Finger painting, too. Yeah, when I first bought my these coffins, I didn't know what I was gonna do with it. All I knew was it was a $3 coffin, and I could do something really epic with it. I didn't know what. I just knew I needed it. And then I was like taking a shower or something one day, and I was like, mimics are just objects. That's all they are. They could be literally anything. So I'm like, why not a coffin?
He's in fucking Oregon right now. Sorry, Kora.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, but okay.
Nothing. Don't worry.
But I was not expecting this to look so pretty, but it's looking great. Ooh. Whoever died and made this their coffin chose the right color wood. I said that as if people choose their coffins. I suppose you could. That doesn't necessarily mean that's what will be chosen for you. There we go. Look at our cherry coffin mimic. Just gonna get this lip in here, just in case I don't cover that with anything. And then we'll be just about ready for the inside. Ah! We're losing teeth. Ah! Now I'm just kicking them out. They haven't paid rent.
The time's 8:15.
Ah! And ah! Well, I definitely got a lot farther than I thought I was going to. But we still gotta finish the clay portion before we can head out for the day. Alright, time to play Where Was That Tooth? There we go. Tweezers. And this tooth keeps coming out. Oh, wrong side. water break. Whew. Orange hands. Alright. So for in the mouth, essentially what we're going to be doing is doing those ribs that are sort of in your mouth. We're going to try to get those in his mouth. And hopefully we'll end earlier than we did last time. Oh, that's not enough.
You're going to finish this next Wednesday?
Yeah. So next Wednesday we are going to be doing the paint job for Willie. Smush it up. Alright, I think we're gonna start in the bottom jaw. 'Cause I think it'll be easier, I guess. Alright. And we're going to pre-flatten it a little bit, but not a lot. Oh, one of the teeth bit it. Alright, now we're going to find something we can use to our advantage. Let's use this little screwdriver. Nope. Oh, it's a cute little pattern, though. Looks like we're probably just using our hands, then. Not that we haven't been already. Starting to think the teeth might have been, should have been the last thing I did. 'Cause I'm just getting bit over here. Oh, I want ruffle potato chips. Those are the best. Ow! Those are the best type of potato chip. You can't tell me I'm wrong because it's my preference. And because they're quality. You know what? Yeah, he's gonna sit on his eyeballs. Because that's what's just gotta happen today. Yes, it has to be the ones with the ridges, because the ridges are good. I like the ridges. I don't like the other type. I don't like skinny potato chips. Ah? You're either stabbing me or you're plopping out. Either way, it's rude. Where is that paintbrush I was using earlier? Oh. Yep, there it is. 'Cause it's got a good end for it. Yes. They absolutely do hold more dip. Add more in there. So many teeth are falling out. He's had too many caramels. Nope, I don't have one, so I can't do that. I just gotta be so careful while spinning them. And once again, I just have to glue the teeth back in when they fall out, if they fall out after it finishes drying. It's really not all that big of a deal. If it means they stop stabbing me, that's a good thing. Ah. Oh, I need to remember to leave a spot for the tongue. I think it's probably gonna be like right there. Because, you know, a mimic always has to have a tongue, because that's like the part of the mimic that's like, oh yeah, that's a mimic. It's not the treasure chest. It's not the teeth. It's not the sticking to it. It's the tongue that tells you it's a mimic, right? And this part won't be able to be seen all that well because it's going to be essentially closed the entire time. But it's always nice to add that little extra detail that really tells you, oh yeah, this is a thing, you know? Currently painting with the back of a paintbrush. Next stream I'll be using a paintbrush correctly, though. I promise. As correctly as I possibly can.
That is correct.
Hey, you heard it from the professional, folks.
I don't know that they can hear you.
Oh, well, the random voice in the back just said that is correct. How I use it. How I'm using my paintbrush. So, gonna keep using it like that. Alright, here's my first test of the tongue. If it works properly, then that's what's gonna happen. Right. And so far, it is looking like a tongue. Which 'tis the goal. Go. That is looking like a tongue, folks. You know, it's very difficult to use things on label. Off label seems to work more effectively. After all, this is not what you're supposed to be using a bamboo stick for. And yet, it is working. Now I'm gonna add taste bud texture. And shake the whole table while I do it, apparently. Too dry. Ignore the hiccups in the background. That's not me, I swear. Alright. The random person in the background is yelling, sorry. That, folks, is a tongue. It's a very small tongue, though, right? Yeah, that's a bit too small. Let's make it bigger. I did say it was a test tongue, right? So
It's half of a test tongue.
I'd say it's closer to a quarter. Big mouth, big tongue. There. I think that's enough for a tongue, right? There we go. Big old tongue. I'm gonna stick these teeth back in. Hopefully they have learned their lesson. Oh. See, now that's the size of a tongue. honestly bigger than mine. But that is definitely the right size for our mimic tongue. I feel like I'm making a mimic boss right now instead of just a normal mimic.
Now that's a tongue.
Right?
That tongue ate your last tongue.
This tongue is the tongue you see in horror movies when the zombie eats the tongue. Not a fun scene, honestly, but I don't like mouth gore. Mouth gore is gross. I hate it.
Mouth good.
Was that you? Didn't get me. Oh my god, and it's slimy, and it looks like a tongue.
I saw it too. You're like,
Cause I'm working on clay.
you pulled a face.
It didn't get me.
It got you.
It confused me because I didn't see anything in chat. It's so slimy. I'm not really worrying about... Ew! I dropped the tongue. I'm not really worrying about the back because it's not going to be visible at all. I'm just trying to get the edges rounded off because you're going to see the edges and you're going to see the top. It's just so slimy. Like, it's so gross. Just trying to get this tip right because it's not quite doing what I want it to. Alright. That's a little better. It kind of looks like a bloody thing over here, though. It's a bloody mess, that's for sure. Now my arm's
It's just all about body parts from real bodies. Yeah, we're organic that way. Blech.
Man, it's gonna take me for... My hands are probably gonna be stained still next week when I finish this guy. They're so orange. Looks like I got a really bad spray tan. Alright. First things first. Tongue line. And then you hide the tongue line so it looks more realistic. Boom. And now, taste buds. I don't know how well you guys can hear it, but it sounds so gross. Because it's just wet and sticky. So it's just like, nyah, nyah, nyah. It's a really gross sound. Breaking a piece of wood so it's shorter so I don't hit the camera. Oh, it's right there. Like, camera's right there, and then the mic's right there. Right. And that ended up looking more like taste buds than my random holes did. So that's... Oh, I didn't do a big enough piece again. Just barely big enough. There we go. Yeah, that works really well. Let me just plug up the holes then. Go. Alright. Time for the taste buds. That's pretty cool looking. I have to pick it up, that's just the problem. Yeah, that's not what I intended the paper towel to do initially, and then I was like, you know what? It's working, so I'm gonna roll with it. You just joining us, Dorky? So I can show you what we have so far. First off, there's the tongue. Nice, wet, and nasty, for sure. And we were just about to put it in. this is losing multiple teeth, but this is what we have so far. Willy the Mimic. Yeah, so the teeth, all I did was oven bake clay earlier today. And then I did, the rest of this is an air dry clay. And then next week on Wednesday, I'm going to be painting him. And then I'm also probably going to be gluing in a few of these teeth. But hopefully whenever the clay dries, it'll tighten around the teeth, keeping them in place, which is the ultimate goal. But now it's time to put in this nasty tongue, which really does just look so nasty, which is the goal, of course. There we go. Now we're gonna use our handy dandy brush and attach it. And pivot. Oop. Switch to the skewer because I'm out of room. And most of the mouth isn't going to be necessarily visible, so I'm not really trying too hard to make it pretty in the back. I'm just trying to make sure it stays. And then I'm probably going to put like this little wooden skewer, shorten it, and then put it to hold the tongue up. But for now, I'm just working with one problem at a time. Go. Right. I think that's probably the right height.
What just happened?
I lost my wooden skewer.
Where?
I don't know. Luckily, I still have the piece I needed, though.
That's good.
There we go.
Did it go out in front of you?
Yes, it did go that way.
What did you do?
Right.
It's going for that.
So long as the dog doesn't eat it. Yeah.
Sounds like you gotta find that there.
Oh my god, that's what I can do with the other coffin! Sawdust is queuing up the Little Shop of Horrors soundtrack. I can absolutely do that with the other coffin. Right. Time to get out some more clay. I think that should be good. Once again, I'm not going for a huge amount of detail on the top because you're not going to be able to see it very much because that's going to be closed. I want more emphasis in the movement of this tongue. There we go.
Oh, so gross looking right now.
Right? Tis the goal, though. Alright, I'm holding both sides this time. Oh, way too short. Let's try that again. Too short. Exact same length as the last one.
Okay, come on now.
Too long, but that means we're getting places.
Are you gonna have to leave it like it is as you're setting it now?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna end up taking the host cam down, I think, to show them, like, bring it down to the desk.
Okay. I'm gonna use a little bit of clay to just secure the little tripod I have happening on underneath the tongue.
Oh, it looks like you're performing surgery at the moment.
I am. Go. Get that texture back. There we go. See, I wanted some like action happening with the tongue. No one wants a bland old tongue. Okay. Be a dentist. You'll be a success. Hey, Little Shop of Horrors. You might as well just skip to that song right now.
Well, let's not get muted.
Well, not us. Sawdust. Make a ball. Got to be more careful with the top because the eyeballs. I don't want to squish them too bad. Ooh. What?
You should have waited to do the tongue till after you did this next part, huh?
I should have waited to do the teeth last, though. But who doesn't like a challenge, right?
It's 10 till 9.
So far, we're still on track to end before the last time.
Well,
Mom's trying to get us banned.
what?
She's playing music.
Can you?
No, she's playing music.
Hey.
I'm messing everything up, but it's okay because he didn't see. We can listen to it afterwards, Ma. Gotta get in the crevices.
Damn kids.
You married her! Ah! Tweezers. Yeah, I wouldn't be a very good dentist, but it's okay because I don't like teeth. Making them isn't as hard as I expected it to be, that's for sure. It took me 2 hours, but this is only half of the teeth. I made double the amount of teeth that I needed, and I still thought I didn't have enough. But it's fine. Everything's fine. wop. Man, I did not make this easy on me. Well, if y'all end up making this y'all selves, make the teeth ahead of time. Gums are last. Start with the inside of the mouth, then go to the eyes, then go to the tongue, then go to the gums. But make sure you do the bottom gums first, so you still have enough time to reposition the tongue to where you want it. So pretty much do it in about the exact opposite order that I did. Hey, you know what? My vision might not be 20/20, but my back vision, or whatever it's called, hindsight is 20/20. Ah, losing teeth. I don't really want to use any more clay because I've already used a lot. So I'm just trying to like push it to the spots I need it. I haven't been speaking properly all night. Alright. It's fine. No one's going to see that tiny little corner. So now I'm just going to make what I like to call mouth ribs, because that's what they remind me of. I hear you snickering at me, and they're mouth ribs. I ain't a mom yet, but... But my mom can attest. She does indeed have eyes in the back of her head. She's doing it again, Dad. She's breaking the law. She stopped already. Ah! Mom's about to go to bed without supper. Which is funny considering we've already had supper. Oh, that's the wrong tooth. Where'd this one come from? Oh, goodness. A horrible spot. That's where it came from.
Yes, Kora cooked it.
And then that guy's going up here. Oh, goodness. These teeth are trying to give me an aneurysm. Those too, but those are not as severe. Alright, and the tongue is no longer using its supports and just having a life of its own.
Oh, that's weird.
Well, I mean, it's making a living thing, so. Alright. Oh, I lost the hilt. And apparently there's another tooth. Alright. Oh my goodness. I'm just trying to look at it. More teeth keep falling out. Of the bottom, not even the top. Which is where you would expect them to be falling out of.
substitute for brushing your teeth daily 3 times.
He's not following his diabetes diet. It's not my fault. Alright. Ah! His tongue moved and a tooth came with it.
Okay. Aren't you at that spot where maybe you should stop and let everything dry?
Yeah. Okay. Ah. Alright. There we go.
Profit so I can sit there for the night. I was going to take the hose cam down.
But the tongue's staying where it is, so I don't need to.
Okay, I'll go out. Alright, so you need to go that way.
Ooh.
Okay, right there. You can even come towards the camera some more. Okay, now go that way. Hey, there you go. What a happy coffin.
Willie.
Willie the tricky coffin.
Willie the coffin that is trying to kill me.
Alright, so.
This little guy was a lot of fun to make. And we will be back next week with him again to paint him and to clean up everything that he decides to fail whenever he's done drying. But that is Willie. As far as he is now. I am going to prop his tongue back up. But he was a lot of fun to make, and I really enjoyed making him with you guys. And apparently he is just going to continue having a tooth stuck in his tongue. But he was a lot of fun to make with y'all. Glow-in-the-dark wash on the... Oh, yes, I will absolutely make his eye glow-in-the-dark. But yeah, he is just about done. He just needs to keep his teeth where they're supposed to be. Gotta unpuncture his tongue. Alright.
And one more brief reminder for everybody. Every Tuesday this Halloween month, we're going to give away a miniature. Next week is the kitties. I'll put it up on the screen in a minute that you'll get to choose one of those kitties if you are the lucky random follower that is present during next Tuesday's stream. Every Tuesday, starting at 6:30 Central Time.
Alright, I think I have the tongue stable-ish.
Showing the kitties now.
So, I think we're just about ready to say goodbye for the night, unfortunately. I have orange hands. Bye, y'all. I'll see ya next week.
Next Wednesday at 6:30.
Next Wednesday at 6:30, yes. And I promise I won't take as long next week.